get on board. This is too important to muck around with.
I call the honourable member for Chifley.
Thanks, Deputy Speaker. Deputy Speaker, when the minister indicates that the country wants leadership, I dare say the country wants more. What the country wants more of is honest leadership. It wants people that are going for high office to honour and to uphold the commitments they have made to the Australian people. And what we've found, and the reaction that has occurred across the country, the recoil that has occurred from people seeing what this government has done and contrasting it against what they committed when they were in opposition. And they can't even defend themselves. I mean, you have a Prime Minister that sort of says, and his defence is when people are questioning whether or not this is a fair income legit upholding of what they were saying, he said the budget's fundamentally honest. It wasn't wholeheartedly honest, it's fundamentally honest. So, like, I'm fundamentally not guilty, or I'm maybe fundamentally right. They can't even uphold what they're doing. And the reason is because there are a plethora of quotes that demonstrate he's going to have a problem saying he's fundamentally honest, sort of like Honest John was really honest. You do realise when they used to call him Honest John, it was tongue-in-cheek. Just like this commitment about your own budget being fundamentally honest is the same. And I was actually wondering why there were so many senior people. I thought they were getting a sunburn. In actual fact, they had all these red foreheads. It's from the palms that keep going back up to the forehead when they read all the Tony Abbott quotes. When you look at the Prime Minister's quotes, here I've got some here, just funnily enough. It's an absolute principle of democracy that governments should not and must not say one thing before an election and do the opposite afterwards. That's what he said. We stand for lower, simpler, fairer taxes, not great big new taxes. That was in 2010. What about the other one, when during the flood levy? Don't you worry about all these little boiling frogs that are starting to jump on the backbench. You'll be getting a lot hotter, trust me. The one thing that people will never have to suffer under a coalition government is an unnecessary new tax. A tax that could be easily replaced by savings found in the budget. That's Tony Abbott, 2011. People who work hard should not be, quote, hit with higher taxes, said that in 2012. There can be no— this was a pearler, and the member for Corio, we had to sit through this in the last term of Parliament. Here's this one. Do you remember this? This is in the best of Tony Abbott DVD. There can be no tax collection without an election. If this government had any honesty, any decency, that is what we would have, an election now. Remember that one? 2011. 2011. What about— and this is another one. 2011 was a very productive year for the Prime Minister. He was churning out these quotes left, right and centre. I'll give you another one. No country ever got rich by increasing taxation. No country ever launches a strong economy by clobbering itself with tax after tax after tax. GP tax, hospital tax. Look at all the things that you've done. Your other tax on top of that. And I actually welcome that interjection, Deputy Speaker, because the absolute principle quote that I read out earlier, member for Gippsland, not member for Gippsland, member for Riverina, I apologise, and it's not that I confuse you both. But I often have Conservatives say, oh, but what about the carbon tax? But you built this edifice. You clobbered us for a whole term of parliament on the basis that you would be better. You said that the whole time. You are. Oh, really? You think you are? I don't think the public thinks you are when they see no cuts to health, cuts to health, no cuts to education, cut education. It's an $80 billion hit that you've committed under this budget. No changes to the pension. You've got pensioners shirt-fronting the Prime Minister on morning TV, and they know full well that they're being hit. What is fundamental here is the fact that you have deliberately gone out and misled the public, and your chickens are coming home to roost. And that's why you get this little smattering from time to time of backbenchers chipping in, because it's getting a bit uncomfortable on that side of the House when they realise, like I said, those palms hitting the forehead, when they see the quotes from the Prime Minister and remembering, oh yeah, he did say that. You have a plethora of them, and the final one I want to hit is the one in Real Solutions, the one that came with the conditions apply little caveat on it. We pledge to the families of Australia that we will never make your lives harder by imposing unnecessary new taxes. A shameful display through the election and a shameful effort in this budget, failing to honour what you said you'd do.
The honourable member's time has expired.